Hello, and welcome to Module 2 of the Synthesizer course. In this video, you will align yourself to the North Star. We're going to cover the success equation, what's required for synthesizer freedom, the point where you can do what you want, when you want with your time, and you're able to follow your purpose and follow your passion whilst generating significant income. Number 2, income skills. Number 3, superpower, unleashing your unfair advantage. And number 4, niche, how to apply your superpower to your niche. Starting with the success equation. Educational creators make one of two mistakes in the pursuit of success. They either follow money, where they have no passion about the thing that they're doing, they have no natural skills, and they burn out and they quit. The obvious example of this is someone that joins, they start selling high ticket, they pick a niche and a topic they have no care and no interest in. They help accountants, or they help lawyers, or they help coaches, and they end up making a little bit of money and then failing or changing niche. And the second mistake is the people that only focus on their passion. This is the hippie archetype. They make no money, so they can't sustain themselves, and they too burn out and quit. Those who pursue money focus on building income skills, whilst those who pursue passion focus on their superpower. The synthesizer threads the needle, which leads us to the success equation, which is the overlap between income skills and superpower. And if you don't know what that is, we'll cover it later. Naval Ravikant says that he's always working, but it looks like work to others, but it feels like play to him. And that's how he knows that no one can compete with him on it. You see, what looks like work to others is income skills, but what feels like play to you is your superpower. And when you're able to find the overlap between the thing that looks like work to others but feels like play to you, that's when you're able to become the best in the world at something. And that's where you're able to get paid unreasonable sums of money for solely being yourself and solely doing what you love. It's the overlap between the two, which is where the magic happens. Which leads us to this graph. The people that either have income skills or a superpower experience linear growth. They either make some money or they do what they love, but they're never really able to unlock the deepest purpose that's within them. Whereas the people that are able to find the overlap between income skills and superpower, they experience a compounding effect where month over month, year after year, they're accelerating their progress. Their career is reaching heights that they never thought were possible for themselves. They're able to break and pioneer new territories in the world and really add a significant impact in whatever field they find themselves drawn to. But in the beginning, their progress may be slower, sometimes. In the long run, which is normally experienced within 2 to 3 months, they overtake the people that focus on one or the other, and they experience a lifelong success. To reach synthesizer freedom, develop your superpowers, and learn income skills. That's all you need to do, and we'll be teaching you both inside of this course. Which leads us back to the roadmap. To recap, we're in phase 1, Orient. This is where we'll be laying the foundations and aligning yourself to the right path. Then we'll be building a valuable network and finding opportunities. We'll be helping someone solve a problem, actually making an impact on someone's life and proving that we can deliver results. Then we'll be getting a client, and a high-ticket client. We'll be getting highly paid to help someone. This is often where people are able to go full-time doing what they love. And this can take between 2 months to years if you don't do it the right way. But if you follow the roadmap, you can get there very quickly. Then we'll be going into phase 5, which is where you build an audience. And finally, phase 6, where you reach synthesizer freedom, where you can do what you want, where you want. In order to get from phase 1 to phase 6, you need income skills and a superpower. If you have both of these things, it lays the foundation for going throughout this complete roadmap. Don't worry about these things for now. We'll be covering it all inside of the course. Which leads us on to the first of the two things, which is income skills. These are the tools required to make the world your oyster. We all know money is needed. We know that money buys freedom. If you have money, you can do what you want. If you have money, you can buy yourself opportunities. If you have money, you're able to turn your dreams into a reality, whether that's living in a beautiful house with a beautiful view, whether that's traveling the world and going wherever you please, whenever you please, whether that's working on the things that excite you, or whether that's building a team and really going all out to solve something meaningful on this earth. Income is required for all of these things. And the purpose of business is to solve problems and alleviate pain. Solving problems. Every person on earth has problems. This is the human condition. This is why Buddhism says that desire is suffering, and humans are desiring creatures. We constantly have desires. We view our life filled with problems, and we spend our time and our money solving these problems that we believe exist inside of our own lives. And if you help people solve their problems, you will be rewarded, because by solving problems, you alleviate pain, and people are willing to pay to alleviate pain. And not only that, the giver of the money will be happy to give it in order to have their pain removed. I've talked previously before about beautiful money. Beautiful money is money that's made by you following your purpose, and it's money made so that when someone gives it to you, they're happy that they gave it to you. This course reveals how you can make beautiful money, money that's aligned with your purpose, and when people give you the money, they're grateful that they've given you the money because you're able to actually help them solve their problems and alleviate their pain. Paul Graham says that all businesses exist to solve a problem, and this is the foundation of synthesizing, solving problems. If you solve problems, you get paid to change the world. But sadly, people think that it requires hundreds of income skills in order to make this happen. They think they need to learn ads and SEO and sales and hiring and outreach and managing and storytelling and networking and copywriting and video editing and course creation and funnel creation, video recording, market research, content creation, email broadcast, customer success, appointment setting, community management. People think they need all of these different skills in order to make an income, and it becomes overwhelming and impossible and daunting. How on earth are you meant to learn all of these skills? This is what holds so many people back and stops people from even getting started. But what if I told you there were only 2 skills required to generate significant income? And they are writing and selling. That's it. Everyone who's generated an income in the creator economy has learned writing and selling. And the people that aren't good at writing and aren't good at selling fail. And most courses on the internet teach you short-term tactics. They teach you loopholes. They teach you surface level principles. But if you get good at writing and selling, the world is your oyster. These are the only 2 skills that create the foundation on which everything else is built. And the better that I've gotten at writing and the better that I get at selling, the more money that I make. And writing, you can view it as building the train tracks. These are the foundations on which everything else falls on. And selling is the engine that moves the train across the tracks. Without both, nothing significant happens. But when you're able to write and you build the train tracks and you're able to sell, which is the engine that moves the train across the tracks, all of a sudden you have this huge machine that weighs hundreds of kilograms, thousands of kilograms, moving at hundreds of miles an hour. You're really able to create magic when you learn to write and you learn to sell. And these are the 2 foundational income skills of a synthesizer. And if we refer back to the only things that matter, we see attract, convert, and deliver. And you'll notice that all 3 of these skills are reliant on writing and selling. In order to attract attention and build goodwill and become known in your space, you need to attract people. Maybe you create content, which is writing. Maybe you create ads, which is writing and selling. Maybe you make videos, which is writing the script, and recording it, which is selling. Writing and selling are the bucket topics on which everything else falls into. If you go through all of those different skills that I mentioned before, you'll notice that all of them are built on the foundation of writing and selling. They're the bucket topics through which everything else works. If you look at convert, that's obviously selling. And if you look at deliver, how are you going to deliver results? Well, you'll get on calls with people, which is selling. You'll create a roadmap to help people, which is writing. You'll do customer support and customer success, which is writing and selling. It's writing and selling all the way through. And when I look at how I spend my time on a day-to-day basis, I'm either writing or I'm selling. That's all that I do. And if you can write and if you can sell, you have everything you need to make money. Which leads us back to the success equation. Income, skills, and superpower can be divided into selling, writing, and superpower. Selling and writing are the income skills. Superpower is the thing that you're great at that allows you to unlock your potential. Which leads us on to superpower. This is where you unleash your unfair advantage and get miles ahead of the competition. There is something inside of you that is calling you to be great. Do you hear the whisper of your soul? When I was growing up, for me personally, there was always something inside of me that told me that I was going to be different. There was something inside of me, perhaps my ego, that told me that I was going to be great. I didn't just want an ordinary life. I wanted a beautiful life. I wanted a great life. I wanted to become amazing. I wanted to become great. And I believe that all of the people listening to this video have a whisper inside of them that's calling them to be more, calling them to be better, calling them to be great. Robert Greene says, you possess a kind of inner force that seeks to guide you towards your life's task, what you are meant to accomplish in the time that you have to live. But why is this important? Well, in the old age, if you got good at something, you received regular rewards and you had a small impact. You were only able to impact the people inside of your village, no matter how good that you got. But in an age of infinite leverage, which is where we are now, when you get good at something, you experience outsized rewards and you're able to create a huge impact. To explain, imagine in the old age, you were a lecturer. You were the best person in your town at, say, physics, right? You're great at physics. You love it. You obsess about it. It's your superpower. But you're only able to teach the 5 to 10 people inside of your town that are also interested in learning physics. Therefore, you receive regular rewards, you don't make significant income, and you're only able to make a small impact. Whereas imagine now your superpower is physics. You build a business on the internet, you create content that can reach millions of people, and now because of your superpower, you're able to experience outsized rewards and experience a huge impact. Because of these tools like social media and the internet and AI, now your superpower is able to really unlock a huge amount of positive change in the world, and you're really able to create a dent in the universe. That's why the synthesizer mission is so important. Being marginally better means getting outsized rewards. If you're able to just be 1% better than your competition, why would all of the customers not go to you over your competition? If you're able to be slightly better than your competition, all of the rewards come to you. And the difference between the top 1% and the top 2% is insane. On the left here, we have people that are in the top 1%. Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Albert Einstein, Stephen King, and Pablo Picasso. And on the right, we have their competition, who are in the top 2%. Johann Blake, Eric Wendt, Ray Dalio, Mark Tarpenning, Max Planck, Clive Barker, George Brack. You've probably never heard of these people, but yet they were still amazing at what they did. They just weren't as good as the people slightly better than them. In the top example of Usain Bolt versus Johann Blake, Usain Bolt beat Johann Blake in the 100-meter sprint by less than a second. There was a tiny amount of difference in it. Yet Usain Bolt is the one that experienced all of the rewards, and this is what we see in an age of leverage. You see, success is about being great at what you do. I don't know a single person who isn't great at what they do and isn't profitable. If you become great at your craft, everything else takes care of itself. Product is the foundation on which marketing and sales is built on. And in order to create a good product, you actually have to be good at what you do. And this is the thing that everybody's missing. If you want to build an audience, you want to build niche fame, you want to become a micro influencer and be great at what you do, if you want to make an impact, you want to help people, you want to solve problems, you want to generate a significant amount of income, you need to be good. You just can't skip that step, which is what everybody is trying to do. And you only can become great at what you do by following your superpower, something that you're skilled at and obsessed with. You see, natural strengths and passion is what gives you an unfair advantage over your competition and the ability to become the best in the world. Your superpower is simply your strengths times your passions, which brings us back to the success equation. On the left, we have selling and writing, which is the income skills. And on the right, we have strength and passion, which is your superpower. If you're able to find the overlap of what these four things contain, you're able to do things unimaginable to you at the moment. You're able to create things that almost feel like magic because of this age of leverage that we're in. If you're able to crack the code between these four things, the world becomes your oyster. You're able to do whatever you please. You're able to create beautiful art and create beautiful work inside of this universe. And that is exactly what this course is going to show you if you commit and do the work. For example, Michael Phelps, who won 28 Olympic medals. His strengths was that he had abnormally long arms. He was great at swimming and he had natural athleticism. His passions was that he was obsessed with winning. He loved the water and he swam for 1,845 days in a row. That's like 5 years. When he combined his strengths and his passions, he was able to create magic, beautiful things. Myself, my strengths are synthesizing. My strengths are I'm entrepreneurial. I've always been entrepreneurial. My strengths are my ability to articulate thoughts into words. And my passions are the creator economy. I love solving problems and I love leading a community. And when you combine these things, beautiful things happen. Taylor Swift, her strengths is that she has a tall and strong stage presence. She's a great singer and she's great at brand strategy. Her passions are performing live, interacting with fans, and growing the business. Combine the two, amazing things happen. Aidan Labresh, host of Synthesizer, he's great at writing. He's great at simplifying complex topics into simple ideas. And he has a high attention to detail. And his passions are creating content, eating high quality food, and being in and leading communities. Combine the two, beautiful things happen. And Lionel Messi, his strengths are he's naturally quick, he's left-footed, and he actually had growth hormone deficiency. And by the way, left-footed is a strength because most people are right-footed, so it makes him different, harder to defend against, more unique in better positions, which is why it's such an advantage. But he had growth hormone deficiency. When he was a child, they thought he was only going to be 4 foot tall, but for some reason that created an advantage inside of him. He was short and quick and dexterous, and it ended up being a huge strength for his. His passion was a love for the sport, the purity for the game, a desire for self-improvement, and a great ability for teamwork. Combine the two, great things happen. The truth is, you don't need to know your superpower. In fact, I don't know what mine is. If I was in an interview and someone asked me what your superpower is, I would ramble and I would come up with some random things. The point is, all you need to know is roughly what you're good at and roughly what you like. And over time, your superpower will develop and develop and develop. There's this quote that says it's important to be the best in the world at what you do, and you should continue to redefine what you do until the statement is true. You don't just have to get better at skills, you can also change what you do so that it more naturally fits with who you are. Your superpower is the thing we will use to monetize using your income skills of writing and selling. If you can just write and you can just sell, those are containers, right? But you need to put something inside of the container, which is your superpower. You need to be good at something to write about. You need to be good at something so that you can sell that thing. But you need something to fill the containers of writing and selling. And the beautiful thing about this is now you can spend your time doing whatever you want to do. You spend your time following your passions, following your curiosities, following your obsessions, and money just comes to you. It's crazy to even think about. It's got to the point where I can wake up in the morning, I can spend my time however I want to spend my time. I just go where I'm naturally inclined to go. I read the things I'm naturally interested in reading. When I have an interesting thing that I learn, I naturally want to share it. The process is intrinsically motivating in and of itself. But when I look at my bank account, the money just keeps going up and up and up and up and up at a rate that I didn't think was possible. As soon as you unlock this quadrant of these 4 things, you're literally able to just be yourself and money will come to you. But this only comes when you actually get good. Applying this all together into something specific, your niche. This is how you apply your superpower to your niche. After talking with 100 synthesizers who are full-time online and thousands of other successful entrepreneurs, I discovered something surprising. Most of them didn't pick a specific niche at the start. Instead, they picked an area of the market to explore. And this is the mistake of specific inaccuracy. The greatest mistake that most creators make is choosing a specific niche from day one. So many people start out with a statement that says, I help niche to solve a specific problem. But this is premature specialization. When you zoom in and you choose a profitable niche that someone told you to choose or that you think will make you money, you lose perspective and you fall out of touch with the opportunities that align with your superpower. This is the problem. Niching down too early blinds you. You see, niching down does not mean that you're niching right. It's hard to pick a good niche, and shooting in the dark is dangerous, and picking a niche stops many people from starting. It's overwhelming. How am I meant to pick which one I'm interested in? I'm interested in so many different things. And also, just because it's profitable doesn't mean that it's purposeful. There's a misalignment with the self. You don't know what to do, and putting yourself in a box is stressful. You don't know the niche, you're not good at the niche. Even if it may be a profitable niche, you aren't able to unlock profit because you're not purposeful about it. You don't find or choose a niche, you find it by following your superpower, having fun and doing work that feels like play. When you remove the magnifying glass, then you're able to find the diamonds. The solution is that your niche is built over time, not chosen in an instant. You should find your unique superpowers. Let your niche choose you as you follow your interests. Find what sets you apart from the crowd and seize opportunities already existing in your life. Oftentimes, the obvious opportunity is staring at you right in front of your nose, but you can't see it because you tried to pick a specific niche too early. It's better to be directionally accurate than specifically inaccurate. You see, you want to just be right broadly instead of wrong specifically. People try and narrow down and get too specific too early, and they look completely in the wrong place, where it's better to be broadly accurate in the beginning, and over time the opportunities will present themselves. You see, purpose creates profits, not the other way around. Orient yourself in the pursuit of your superpower, and you are more than your niche. Alex Hormozi says that Joe Rogan talks about aliens, comedy, fighting, politics, biohacking. The Rock has WWE, movies, football, fitness, tequila, and he likes business, philosophy, fitness, comedy, and utilitarianism. It's funny, I said articulation was a skill of mine and I can't pronounce the word. You don't pick your niche, you are your niche. And you can monetize any niche. In any niche, there's opportunities. So directional accuracy is better. It's better to start in the correct general direction than in the precisely wrong direction. So use your strengths and passions to pick 3 topics to explore, and you can use the 3 Ps for inspiration. The pain is, what problems have you solved in your own life? Profession is, what past work or professional experiences do you have? And passion is, what feels like play to you but looks like work to others. My example is productivity, students, and stoicism. You see, I started this great online game, not a specific idea of who I was going to help and what problem I was going to solve. All I knew was I was interested in stoicism, and that was enough to start. That was it. Stoicism was the beginning. And from there, I weaved and I explored, and I eventually found the things I was good at and the things that I was more interested in. And that led to the next thing and led to the next thing. And eventually I found my superpower. I found the thing that I loved to do that I was good at. But it took time. I just picked a topic, an area of the internet, stoicism, to explore, and that was enough to get me started. Aiden's example is he had health issues, he had Crohn's disease before, so to be clear, that was a pain that he had. He had a profession, which was Twitter growth, he was doing ghostwriting, and he had a passion, which was writing. And from those things, his superpower appeared. So in this great online game, you want to start, then learn. Don't learn, then start. You just need to pick a broad topic to explore, or even 3 broad topics to explore. Explore them, and over time, things will develop. Don't start too specific. Don't constrain yourselves too early. Let yourself explore, find your passions, find the things that you love, and eventually things will become more obvious to you over time. So the action step is to scroll down beneath this video, and there'll be a pinned post that'll walk you through how you can find your area of the internet to explore. If you already know what this is, you don't need to complete this action step and you can move on. If you're confused and you want to know what niche to start with, what area to explore, go ahead and do the action step. And it's important you follow it and then move on. It doesn't need to be perfect. Get something down, then take action. And through the action, the truth will be revealed. This has been Module 2, and I'll see you in Module 3.